think so. So, all you're going to do is a mock interview. So, one of you will ask these questions, the other will answer. Just act like you're interviewing for a job, and as soon as you're done, and we're recording it, we're going to transcribe what you say for actors and actresses to use in research in the future. So, go ahead and do it, and then as soon as you're done, open the door, and then you'll take a survey after this.
Okay. And how do we decide?
Either way, either one of you.
What do you want to do?
Looks like you're all ready to go for interviewing.
Alright, what was your name?
I'm Doug Richter.
Doug Richter. Nice to meet you. Tanner Bowman.
Good to meet you.
Alright, well thanks for coming in today. I'm excited to have a chance to sit and talk with you for a minute, and just going to ask you a couple questions and kind of get your thoughts and see how you'd fit with the atmosphere in our work here. So, what was your name again one time?
Richter.
Richter. Eric? Okay. So, Mr. Richter, please describe the last time you were energetic at work.
The last time I was energetic at work was probably last night. I had to finish a project, and because it was a hot project and there was a deadline on it, I had no choice but to bust my tail and try to get that done as quickly as we could.
Great. And where do you work right now?
Namo Composite Solutions.
Composite Solutions, great. So you felt that having a lot of pressure on the situation helped you energize yourself in completing the task?
Yeah.
Good, I like that. Okay, well, if you could give us an example of a situation when you persisted in face of failure. So you had some sort of task that was too daunting, but you still were able to persist and get it done.
A couple years ago, I worked at a company, L3 Communications,
Great.
as a 3-axis turning center machinist there, and we had the task of programming and completing a new feed horn for an antenna radio dish. It's not something that had ever been built there before, and I was given the assignment to program that and then to complete that on that machine. And it was technical, it was difficult. I messed up a few things at first, and it took a few days, but with some persistence, we were able to get it done right, and fulfill the assignment that was given to us.
Wow, that's a great example. Yeah, I don't understand half of the words you're saying with building and programming, but
It's all right.
that is great. Okay, well, if you could please talk about a time when you showed yourself as a quick learner.
Perhaps a good example of that would be when I was in Australia. I was there as a missionary for my church, and I learned very quickly a few questions in particular not to ask Australians in general, and things that are good to talk about with them and good to not talk about with them. It's probably a pretty vague example.
Well, I think that makes a lot of
that
sense.
comes to mind.
Yeah.
So
Being
learning how to assimilate myself with people down there and kind of the culture and the way of life.
The social
have.
norms.
So, yeah,
That's great. That's a way of learning, absolutely. All right, well, let's see. Please describe a situation when being a perfectionist significantly slowed you down.
This is something that I can actually relate to very well because I am kind of a perfectionist, and oftentimes it does slow me down. Frequently at work, for example, last night, because I am a perfectionist, sometimes I take a little bit longer than I need to. I work in a technical environment, but I take pride in what I do, and sometimes I'm kind of overly anxious to get it done the way I think it needs to be done, and it does slow me down sometimes, so I'm working on that.
Great. All right. Please describe a time when you took on too much and were not able to accomplish everything that you took on.
This semester is a good example of that. I'm working full-time and I'm in full-time school, and I've done that before, but my classes right now are a little bit heavier than some of them that I've had previously, and so right now I'm spread a little bit thin, and there's a couple things I haven't been able to do quite as well on in school in particular and at work as I otherwise would have been able to do. But
That's a great example, being kind of overburdened with school and work. All right, if you could, please talk about how being too detail-oriented made you lose the larger focus. I guess that kind of goes along with taking on too much and multitasking.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I don't really have a particular example, but generally, like, sometimes when we look too closely at the details, kind of like looking at the cracks in the pavement, you kind of lose focus at where you're going to. And it's the same way in a job, it's the same way in school. Sometimes we're too concerned about the little things that it distracts from I guess accomplishing the end goal. Maybe not as well as we'd like personally, but still accomplishing it and good enough.
Great. Well, I appreciate you coming in and having a discussion with me. It was nice to meet you, and we'll let you know about the job as soon as we have an answer.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I guess that's it, eh?
That's it. Yeah.
Cool.
So I guess open the door and get to see that.
You probably got yours, here's theirs.
Okay.
And as soon as you guys are done with that, you guys can take out.
All right. I'm just gonna borrow this pen real quick.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, you're welcome to stay in there and take it if you want.